This enormous box just showed up from Pure Leader on my front doorstep. It must be the green. Let's take a look inside. This is the first time I've gotten a box this big. Might be because it was a return. Oh, they put lots of bubble. I see why now. Half the box is missing. That stuff. Half the box is missing, and it's just kind of like this in bubble on the top. Bags are annoying. All right. Let me put my reading spectaculars on this and see what I can see in the light. Okay. Headstock looks okay. At least there's no rash. I need to get closer. There's no rash on the back. That's good. And there is scratching on the pick guard. There is still plastic on the bridge pickup. Plastic on the neck is missing. That's okay. The pots all turn like they should. They haven't been bent. Pneumatic looks like it's been tried to be set up. The action is coming in really low. Now, I don't know if somebody did that. There is some white marks on the fretboard. I don't know if the camera will actually pick that up right away. But, yep, that's okay. Now, I don't really see any body cosmetic. Oh, there's a little bit of scratching down here around by the pickup jack. I think that'll buff out, and the rest of it looks okay. The scratches on this cover, somebody may have been in there, I don't know. And there's some scratches on this cover as well. Well, when I get in there, I'll take a look and see what's going on. I like the inlays on the headstock. See how the nut looks. Didn't take a really good look at it before. Can we get a shot? Well, you know, looks a bit rough. It looks like bone. And it looks a bit rough. Needs to probably be cleaned up a little bit. Strings are slightly deep. I'll check all the action stuff. Of course, the frets are going to need to be cleaned. They're corroded, as you can see there. Looks a bit dirty. And the rest of this is not too bad. Alrighty. It took me a good 30 minutes playing with the tuning, stretching the strings on this thing. Whew, my fingers are sore. I found out that the nut needs to be taken down. Also, the E, A, D, and G strings are all binding in the nut. I get tink, 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 tink when I'm tuning it up. The buttons are slipping as well, which need to be tightened up. Now, before I came here, I cleaned up the back of it, and I cleaned up the front of it with a quick wax job. A little bit of buffing on those scuffed areas, because I'm an eager beaver, you know. I've got it open all the way. I set the action down to where I normally have it, which is 4 and 3 on there, and what I'm finding is that I'm getting buzzing. Choking out on the two highest strings. Okay, so after all that work, I've opened up the back covers. I found that they are 4-wire pickups. I found that they're already wired as independent volumes, which saves me some work. Fingers are getting sore because of the nut is a little bit high. Ooh. Grinding right out there. The frets are grunged. The tool marks on the edge, sharp frets down here on the bottom. One fret up here, they just kind of like gave up on it altogether, or said, don't even bother with it. I think it was just cut with the pliers. The top ones are not as bad. The bottom ones are. The sound of the pickups as they are. D chord is always the one that I listen to the most. That's the one that tells me what I like and what I don't like. That is the bridge. And if I put it in the middle, I can roll off the volume for the neck. I want to, and the other one. Just getting it in there. So that's a switch. I didn't expect it to come that way. Ooh, just holding that D string, the impressions in my fingers, and they're getting a bit dirty as well. Ouch, that hurts. Alright, so I've got buttons to do, I've got nut to do, I've got frets to do. The truss rod looks like it's about right where I want it, so I didn't bother with that yet. So yep, I think that's just needs to be made mine. The gloss on the back of the neck feels like gloss. I put a lot of wax on it to try to make it slip, but it still is a little bit, you know, not as glidey. I really like the satin neck on the back of the IYV thin line. That is much better. I think I might have to do a little Scotch-Brite on this just to smooth it off a little bit. I mean, the back of the guitar is a lot darker. Oh, look at that! You can see me in the tablet. Is a lot darker than the front. The front's a little bit lighter. The fretboard is going to need cleaning and some lubrication, some hydration. I can actually do push-pull pots in here and try the full split, partial split options that I've done on the other guitars. So alright, things to think about while I'm doing the rest of this stuff. It has the standard block switch in the back, standard block. The pots are standard small dime size. I can't really see a name. There's something there, JS, with some other stuff on it. Oh, that's the B. Yeah, so there's B500s in the volumes and A500s on the tones, and it's definitely 47 mics on it. The jack clicks in really good. I found that there's not much of a cushion underneath this strap button. There was a modicum of additional abrasions there that I found. So I took off that pick guard. I put the screw back in here after I cleaned away the sawdust they left there and then jammed it down with the pick guard on top of it. And I left this hole here for now on the end because the screw that came out of that was about a ½ an inch long. It was ridiculously long. So I'm probably just going to put like a standard pickguard little screw in there just to cover in that hole. And yeah, so I've got some bench work to do, and then there'll be a follow-up. I made my bed. I'm going to sleep in it. I figured there was going to be stuff. I didn't think there'd be that much stuff. Stand by for more and see how much better I can make it with my efforts. Thanks for watching, gang. Toodaloo.